Hey everyone, my name is Rob Hicks with Enlightened Audiovisual, and it was far overdue, but I finally am quickly putting together a quick and brief uh, uh, idea of what a brand room is. We've certainly talked about it a lot on social media with friends and some of the shows that we've been doing, but this is the official first cut of the explanation of what my company, Enlightened Audiovisual's brand room solution is. The brand room that we've got is effectively a Swiss Army knife for video production or content creation, which allows your business to be able to quickly go to live streaming and talk to your audience. It's a turnkey solution where we come in, we put together the design that's specific for your applications. We come and do the on-site installation and training, show you how to use the equipment, and really make it so that the production that you've got when you're talking to your customers looks pristine, clear, and thoughtfully put together. So I'm going to quickly go through and kind of show you some of the different aspects that you can do with a brand room system. One of the first things we've got is the ability to bring in kind of a man on the street or remote attendance or attendee into your conference. So what we'll do here is I'll just bring in the chat room with me is Sam and Jay. So guys, you want to hop in and say hi?
Hey, what's going on? My name is
Hey,
Sam.
hey, Jay Block here.
Hey Jay, thank you guys very much for hopping on and laughing at me out loud. And
I just want to say I'm watching on Facebook and it looks beautiful.
great.
You
It-
sound great.
It's just
and,
because you're handsome.
Yeah. You make it look easy, Rob. You make it look.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is kind of cool about the setup that we've got, and this certainly isn't to tip our own hat, but you know, Facebook right now has made it incredibly easy, just like Twitter has done for Periscope, with respect to being able to take your mobile device and be able to self-broadcast anywhere in the world that you're at on an instant. But kind of one of the next things that businesses may want is exactly what we're doing now, which is the ability to not only do a stand-up show, but also be able to bring in remote guests to discuss topics, sports, you name it. And that's one of the things that you almost kind of need a production studio together in order to do. So, Jay, you're in New York, correct? Were you muted?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
Sam, where are you out?
I'm in Michigan.
Yep. So right now we've got a three-way conversation broadcasting to Facebook. I'm in Gaithersburg, Maryland, Jay's in New York, and Sam is in Michigan. So really this is just kind of showing you kind of what's possible. Behind me is just a traditional green screen, which allows me to superimpose any kind of background media that I want. So this can be, you know, really anything and everything that you want. So, Jay, is there anything that I should be covering that I haven't yet?
No, you're doing great. I'll make sure that I throw darts at you if you miss something.
I'm sure you will. All right. Well, so I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself a few minutes ago, just I guess because I was anxious. But I did put together kind of some brief bullet points on, you know, kind of about Enlightened Audiovisual, what we do, what a brand room is, and what it can do for you. So I'll kind of go back in time and I'll do the slideshow, which is very, very brief. There's only 3 slides, but it'll give you guys kind of a quick overview of the company, the brand room product that we've got, and how it can benefit your company. So the first one is who's Enlightened Audiovisual? Well, we're a commercial system integrator. We've been in business for over 10 years, and our primary target customer are Fortune 500 companies. Generally speaking, we spent the majority of our time in the last 10 years in installing, in servicing and supporting traditional video conferencing rooms, a la Polycom, Cisco, Lifesize, Tandberg. And that's been phenomenal. But, you know, one of the things that I always remember having an issue with respect to video conferencing was how anticlimactic the experience was. In other words, it really became no better than just an HD camera looking at a boardroom table and that HD camera looking at the other boardroom table. But it was the antithesis of a television experience. So a couple years ago, we really kind of started digging in our heels to figure out what we could do to kind of enhance the video conferencing world. And over the last 2 years, it's kind of manifested itself into what we're branding as a brand room, which is effectively just a conference collaboration system that you can put lipstick on and put in graphics and lower thirds, green screens, and all those kind of cool things that we're used to seeing on television, but make them very affordable for a business to be able to manufacture their own content and produce it themselves. So one of the services that our company provides is design, installation, and support. Like I said, what's been in our wheelhouse for the last 10 years is the ability to bring in raw materials to our site here in Gaithersburg, Maryland, build the racks, put the systems partially together here, test them, do the firmware updates, and then ship them anywhere in the United States and Canada with the team of installers, integrators, and programmers to finish the installation at the customer site. And then once the installation is complete and we've done on-site training with the end user, we then provide remote management and support for it. All right. So the next piece is what is a brand room? Well, so a brand room is a turnkey business class broadcast studio. One of the things that we've kind of anguished with over the last 2 years is figuring out how to do this ourselves. So we've gone through multiple microphones, multiple cameras, multiple lighting setups, multiple anything and everything you can think of. At the end of the day, most of our customers that come to us for video conferencing solutions simply want us to be able to do everything for them. They want us to come up with which codec they should use, which displays they should use, and everything else. So we've basically taken kind of the essence of what we've done for video conferencing and applied it to our brand rooms. We've optimized the brand rooms for online collaboration, which could include your traditional Cisco and Polycom solutions, but more importantly, it's designed for live streaming, a la Facebook, YouTube, and gazillions of the other popular platforms that are out there. Multi-platform integration with UC and SM. UC is unified communication, and SM is social media. As part of the installation, we absolutely understand that the training and support are vital to the success of a brand room, and more importantly, your live streaming solution. So we've banded together with a number of video producers around the United States that can provide not only the lessons on how to use live streaming equipment, but more importantly, how to get comfortable with the camera. And obviously, I probably continue to need help with the camera. The most important component, I think, of a brand room is that it's designed as a kiosk-style system or a self-serve system. So your traditional television studios require a team of cameramen and audio mixers and production staff to drive them. In the brand room proposition, it's designed to do it yourself, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. So this whole setup with respect to changing the slides and changing the people that come into the broadcast, they're all things that are done by me. All right, moving on to the second to last slide is what's included with the brand room. Well, the brand room includes all the HD cameras, the displays, and the video switches, microphones, mic mixers, speakers, studio lighting and sound management, production grade PC with streaming editor, unified control surface for ease of use, and post-sale training and production support. So effectively, when we say turnkey, it's designed to be turnkey. We're not looking to compete with Amazon.com as a buy now option. This is truly a design build proposition, and we think we've got a really successful program that we put together.
Excuse me, Rob.
Yeah.
One important question I think that people might want to know is, so how many people do you have there working with you right now at this moment?
In this room?
Yeah.
Just myself.
Okay, just to be clear.
Yep. So the last component is what are the features of a brand room? Well, again, it's designed for full HD 16:9 video broadcasting. One of the quick differences that you'll see in this broadcast compared to the majority of them that are currently being done on Facebook Live is that this is a full widescreen 16:9 experience. When you do it from your mobile device, it's a square. So one of the benefit of the brand rooms is you're able to maximize the real estate of your broadcasts. We use studio-grade mics and a DSP mixer, which can help improve and make the audio more of a studio-grade experience. The other benefit is that you can add multiple microphones and multiple types of microphones, from wireless lapels to handheld mics to broadcast quality radio-style mics. We also allow for mixed media input and switching. What that means is that on a traditional mobile device, you're limited to what the camera can see. Mixed media means that you can bring in BYOD style devices, such as your laptop to drive a PowerPoint or other media that you might have on your laptop. You can bring in an iPad, an iPhone, etc., and mix that with your camera image along with graphics to produce something that looks pretty solid with respect to, when compared to television and other mediums like it. We mentioned studio graphics, green screen. The picture that's behind me is just a green screen of Baltimore, which is about 15 minutes from Gaithersburg. And branding. I mean, everybody wants that, right? The ability to be able to create content, but also kind of put your mark on it to know where the content came from. The last thing that the Brandroom features is remote help desk support. I certainly wish that I had this over the last 10 years with respect to being able to have somebody to call to help me out with tweaks and firmware updates and other various fixes. But that's, again, something that's always been in our wheelhouse with respect to being able to support customers in addition to on-site work. So, Jay, that's kind of the extent of the dog and pony pitch that I had. Are there any other things that you wanted me to kind of cover with respect to people that you've been working with?
Well, I actually, you know, I'm looking at you on Facebook and I'm thinking, okay, I mean, obviously, look, and I've seen some of this with you before, so
Sure.
But I guess an example, like I was going to say, I didn't realize you were going to stop recording. Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, you know, a hypothetical scenario. If I'm an advertiser,
Mhm.
show me something you might do for a brand, my client. Pick any brand, make up a brand, doesn't matter. You know, a glass on your table, a pencil, doesn't matter.
All right. So,
Use something as an example as to how, if I'm an agency, out of the box, on the spot, I need something done right now, what can we do?
all right. Cool. So I'll give you an example. I'll put a plug in for my buddy Daily Pike, who he can do the explanation of exactly what his branded Sriracha hot sauce is, but the guy is a brilliant genius with respect to marketing. So you asked for a sample product. So let's say that I'm Daily and I'm pitching my Sriracha hot chili sauce. Being live with customers is completely different than television. Television, we've spent 75 to 100 years screaming at it, yelling at it with respect to the news and sports, and we do that knowing full well that nobody can hear us, right? The huge benefit and differentiator between live streaming in this kind of platform versus television is that this is collaborative. This allows us to talk to customers rather than to talk at them. So if Daly wants to be able to demonstrate his Sriracha hot sauce with respect to maybe coming up with a cooking show, or he wants to be able to do a live taste test with his audience and, you know, engage their questions, ask them, talk to them, share with them, that's something that has never been replicated on television and is absolutely possible with live streaming and the commenting feature.
And I heard that is there a voice in the background there?
Ricky was kind of ducking in.
Isn't that the CEO of your agency? Could you have him come into the video, please?
He's in the back. And no, he's not the CEO of the agency.
No. Just have him show his
Maybe
face
Daly's.
real quick.
What's that?
Or have him speak, just so we know he's there.
Oh, he's in one of the other conference rooms.
Okay. So anyway, he could walk in right now and say hello.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a point.
Right.
Not trying to throw you off. So, if I'm a music label,
Yep.
so just we talked a lot about this. What kinds of things, or how might, why would a music label use a brand room?
I can't speak specifically as to why.
Or how?
Well, so this is kind of one of the neat things, and you and I are doing this right now. So you and I are talking, but you very well could be. I mean, what are you talking to me on? So you're in this call, and you're using your laptop with running a video conference application, right?
Yes.
So instead of talking to me, you could just as easily be playing the guitar and singing. I could be bringing you in, and the benefit is that the only thing I'm asking you to do as the performer, whether you're a musician, an entertainer, a skilled craftsman, is to use something as basic as a mobile device, and I can bring you into the production for us to talk with our audience.
Perfect.
Yep.
So what about the healthcare and pharmaceutical world?
Yeah, it's pretty much same example. So I could be the director of a local hospital, and I could bring in expert medical practitioners from around the world. You know, maybe I wanted to talk to the top cardio specialist that's on the planet, and have them kind of address some of the things that we are observing in our hospital. As being, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But Dr. Sam Gonzo is in the house, right, Sam?
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot one last time.
What do you got to say for yourself, Dr. Sam Gonzo?
I don't get it.
I agree.
A brand room is a prescription for success.
I've got one last request.
Sure.
Nonprofits.
So one of the benefits of a brand room is the savings in cost. I mean, there are so many benefits to being able to do live production in this capacity. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a brand room, but one of the big benefits to a nonprofit, or quite frankly, any organization, is that the traditional model of being able to get hundreds of people together is through renting out a space, whether it's a hotel or pavilion or convention center, right? So that you can pack it in and talk to these people. Well, that works fine, and there's some inherent problems with that. Number one is that if you live in a major metropolitan city like you and I, New York and D.C., the thought of going to Washington, D.C. On any given workday has absolutely zero appeal to me, because I got to deal with traffic, and I'm sure it's just as bad for you. So if I want to attend somebody's event, and it happens to be in a metro area, that kind of sucks, because now I've got to figure out how to get there on time, deal with the rain, everything else. Live streaming allows you to talk to just as many people, if not thousands more, from the convenience of their mobile devices and their desktop computers and their office PCs. And it's just as, if not more, collaborative. I mean, how do you, if you've rented out space at a hotel to be able to be a doctor or a musician or any of these other applications that you've talked about, the benefit of live streaming is the conversational piece. And while you could say that you could replicate that in a live form, which of course you can, I would suspect that the cost of most of these venues, when you outlay the cost of renting out a space and hiring a video production company to do a 1 or 2 day event for you, you're easily talking $15,000 to $50,000. Would you agree? So a brand room is a proposition where you buy it, you own it, and generally speaking, the cost of a brand room is anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000. Really being differentiated, or the cost price. I'm sorry, the cost differences being how many cameras, how many microphones, really just scale. But then once the money's invested, you own it, and you now have the opportunity to create as much content as you possibly can. And the most important thing is you can do it instantly. So if you're a big corporation and something in the media breaks, didn't Chipotle recently have some type of bad press with respect to their?
It was one of their dishes, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It was. I think maybe chicken.
Okay. So, imagine if you're the CEO of Chipotle, and I'm not going to beat Chipotle up, but the point is that, every business eventually has a situation where they need to be able to cover for bad press. And, if you're a big corporation and you're waiting for the news correspondents to pick up and save you, it'll never happen. at least by having a brand room or means to be able to output your message quickly, a brand room allows you to solve that, to your forum. And the nice thing about having a brand room pointing it at a solution like Facebook is that you're specifically targeting the people that are already following you. So it allows you to get in front of your message rather than having to catch up and compete against the media.
So I'm looking at you on my desktop with the green backdrop, and then I'm looking at you on Facebook with obviously the beautiful view of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, so how many video screens can you have on the Facebook page?
I'm not sure I understand the question. How many viewers can you have?
How many live windows on the Facebook page can you have?
How many live windows on the Facebook page?
Could you have three people in that window?
Oh, you mean in the production itself? Yeah, I could have an infinite amount. I thought what you were asking me is does Facebook allow you to do multiple broadcasts simultaneously on your Facebook page? And I don't believe you can. I think you can only
I'm just referring to how many individuals could be individual windows of people, like what you see in Zoom, could be on the Facebook page, like what we did the other day.
So in this particular application with Zoom, the way that I've set up this image is what's called active speaker. So whoever's talking, whether it's you or Sam, you guys get the big window. But I could just as easily, if we had a conference of 50 people that was being broadcast, I could then put it in a Hollywood Square style fashion, and then not only could the audience see myself, you, and Sam, but they could see 47 other participants as thumbnails next to me.
So that's how it would look on Facebook, correct? Mm-hmm. And could you bring in a video from YouTube or wherever and put it in one of those windows?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of one of the benefits of a brand room that's superior to using a mobile device, is being able to bring in mixed media. So whether it's a fake green screen that's behind me, and of course anybody that's in Baltimore knows that this is fake because it's a sunny scene, and we haven't seen the sun in well over a month. But whether it's a still image or a video background, or if we wanted to play a TV ad that we had made. So earlier, we talked about Sriracha hot sauce. So let's say Daly had created a couple of YouTube videos that he wanted to share with the audience. We could then roll that in to the show, and then I could bring you back, and you and I would have the opportunity to talk about the video. One thing that we talked about yesterday that I'm not looking forward to it, but it's certainly a possibility with the brand room, is being able to generate your own news. When we kind of saw a glimpse of this with the Paris bombings, right? I mean, and what I mean by that is that even the news organizations themselves went to Periscopers to get live coverage. And in a brand room, all that's possible, being able to bring in live Periscope views or television, so long as you have the licensing rights to do it, of course. But a brand room isn't trying to speak to the legality of being able to use other people's content. It's really speaking towards the technical possibility of being able to do it.
So the last question I have, and sorry, Sam, to keep you quiet. I know you have a lot to say, but
Sam?
the last question I think that I've experienced here with you, outside of today, is hitting other platforms.
So give me an example.
Sorry?
So give me an example.
YouTube.
Done.
Any other platforms?
Well,
Other
so
than Facebook or Facebook Live or,
Yep.
or YouTube or any others, even if there's some you'd like to mention that would be worthy.
well,
I haven't mentioned.
I mean, if you look at the pure numbers, YouTube and Facebook are the biggest, right? I mean, Facebook has over 1 million people within the community. YouTube is the second largest search engine on the planet, owned conveniently by Google, which is the top one. So for sure there's smaller platforms. To my knowledge, the only platform that this isn't working in right now is Periscope, and I think Twitter will quickly respond to that by providing a desktop version in which you can do Periscopes, because like I said, I think they're getting clocked with YouTube Live and Facebook Live now. because businesses, want to be able to do more than just broadcast from a mobile device.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Does
Coming
anybody
from a
in the,
streamer, coming from somebody that streams a lot on like for games wise, YouTube has upped their game as far as like live streaming goes. You can do it straight from your phone now, which is amazing. They got a live streaming app for YouTube where you can just open up that and start streaming straight to YouTube.
Right.
With Periscope, the only thing that they updated so far within Twitter was on Androids, you could actually go to post a message and just hit the live stream button. That's it. What is that going to do
Right.
compared to Facebook Live?
Yep.
You could literally go to Facebook Live, go to post comments, and hit the live button. They're basically stealing Facebook's idea.
Well, the thing I find interesting, Sam, is you and I have known each other a lot from Blab, which is a kind of a social media video conferencing platform. But then we've also met on Twitch, which is more of a gaming platform that allows viewers or gamers to be able to broadcast their live gameplay and solicit donations, right?
Right.
And there are amazing success stories for successful Twitchers that have basically dropped out of college and quit their careers and are full-time gamers now, making serious money. And it really has become just like professional sports. Very few make it, but everybody wants to try to make it, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like a lot of the performers that I see that do what they do, they like doing it. They love doing it. They love creating the content for the community that they're making it for. And some of them, they just want to do it to try to get the fame, and they don't succeed. The people who do succeed are the ones that love doing it every single day.
Well, and the cooking shows too. That's kind of a newer component of Twitch, right? Is not just playing Call of Duty or some of these other games. It's also being creative in cooking shows. I've seen a few blacksmithing shows where guys have welded and bent raw steel into knives and other things. And it's very fascinating. And again, the other thing that's completely unique compared to television is that collaborative feature, being able to feel like, you can talk to the person that you're seeing on camera and engage their questions.
we touched on this in our conversation earlier, Rob, and I know the answer, but if I'm a viewer, they don't realize necessarily, but I'm actually also watching you on Facebook, and for you to sort of touch on the value of the Facebook image that you're looking at and the people participating on Facebook and the engagement and the response to the community that's watching you.
Well, for sure on this broadcast, I've done a horrible job of minding any comments that have come in. And that's really something that, is more of a technique thing. I mean, I don't get in front of the camera all that often. I'm much more comfortable kind of behind the camera and writing storylines and stuff like that. So I don't know if is there something that I should be addressing from the comments?
No. I guess the point is that, here we have an opportunity to explain the value of course, the brand room, but the balance of the brand room combining with a live community that's watching that could ask you questions that are in front of you. If there was an emergency event around, a catastrophe, and you go live in your brand room,
Yep.
anyone can ask you a question there. You see the question, you respond. I guess that's sort of my point and I know that we weren't here really to pay attention to the comments. We were here to demonstrate the brand room.
Correct.
But I do think that there is a lot of value in explaining now the combination of everything together.
Yep. So interestingly enough, I think one of the things that we've been doing over the last month or so is leveraging services like Zoom to bring people in. So in some ways, we've kind of, for our own benefit, instead of having to mind the chats, we just give people the Zoom number and say, hey, if you guys want to call in, here's the number. And thus we make our audience part of the show, or at least invite them to be part of the show. So, like as you see on Ricky's 4 o'clock show every day, He's got kind of a mix of people that are commenting in the chat, but they're equally just hopping on to the Zoom invitation and appearing on camera and talking with Ricky. So a brand room really kind of allows you to really scale that relationship that you've got with your customer, from talking, to your potential customer via chat and then saying, hey, that's a great question. Do you want to come on and we can address it? In this demo that we're doing right now, we're already kind of showing that, right? Because I'm talking to you, I'm talking to Sam, and we're having a collaborative conversation.
And just on a note, I mean, we have a handful of people in the chat room making comments, and the viewership obviously grows as you're on longer and longer.
Mm-hmm.
And no, this has been great, and I think it's been very valuable and will be valuable to anybody that watches this.
Yeah, and we can do more of these. I just, like I said, I felt, embarrassed, when you and Sam and a few other people asked me, you're like, all right, Rob, this is great, because I've exhausted your guys' ears for hours talking about the brand room and how passionate I am about them. But you guys kind of guilted me into just kind of at least laying down something that I can improve on. So now you can say, here you go, click this link, and Rob will not so briefly go over what a brand room is.
Well, I do know a network news station looking for a talent for their desk.
Yeah, it won't be me.
No, this is great, Rob. Thank you so much for taking your time, and I'm sure I speak for everybody that's viewing you on Facebook. They're all enjoying it, and really, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, and for everyone watching, I apologize for not minding the comments. But I am very, very grateful for you guys watching. Like I've told people, I don't really get in front of the camera all that often, and I'm warming up to it. But like you, Jay, I'm more comfortable being behind the camera and working the gear and kind of being a propeller head with regard to the technology than I am kind of being the circus monkey. Dr. Gonzalez, do you have anything to say for yourself? Nothing? No, I think your mic's still muted. That's all right. I'll go back to Jay.
So I hit the link for it to minimize completely. So I was like, oh no. So I really don't have anything really good to say or anything at all.
You don't really have anything good to say?
I'm just
If I had to tell you, Rob, it would be all bad.
He's a troll.
Yeah, you're a troll.
You're blocked.
No, good. Like, in order for people to know how to, utilize what you're doing and stuff like that, videos like these do need to be made in order for people to understand, like, the different formats of how to use a different program from others. And this shows how Zoom can be incorporated into broadcasting.
That's true. That's a great point. And I think, I really need to get more in front of this and better communicate and do more of these. So, but I'm very, very grateful that you guys kind of compelled me to make this one, because now it's done, right? So we'll do more and we'll do more and we'll do more. Yeah, I mean, this is fun. And I think, like I said, that there's a tremendous use case for brand rooms. And, there's nothing uniquely proprietary about a brand room, like I said, because we use commercial off-the-shelf products. The big differentiator is that with our experience in doing video conference rooms and boardrooms over the last 10 years, one of the skill sets that we've got is being able to automate a lot of these disparate functions and make them talk to each other. So a common system that we put together is one user interface. So when you come into your brand room or your conference room, you literally have one button to turn the whole system on. So the shades drop, the lights turn on, all the displays turn on, and automate it. Now, there's some components of using a video editor that you really need to go to the keyboard and mouse to use, but those are things that we can train you on how to do. So we'll continue the conversation, and we'll let today's piece kind of serve as an archive that we can refine and edit and improve on as time goes by. But Sam and Jay, I'm really glad that you guys hopped on today to kind of help and collaborate with me on this, and I'm super grateful to those that are watching on Facebook. kind of listening to our message, and I'll learn a better talent of being able to mine the comments simultaneously with talking to you folks.
I guess one last thing before you I mean, if you want to end now, that's fine. But maybe we'd like to invite the folks from Facebook in to have a little open session for 5 minutes and just get some feedback of people who are watching. I think would be real valuable.
Well, one thing I probably should have done, so let's do that on another one, and we can do it as early as tomorrow if you want to. But generally, when we do these Zoom calls like you and Sam are on now, we usually publish the call-in information in the description. That way, it's easier for viewers to just click the link, and then they can hop on instantly to the video conversation.
Okay.
So we'll definitely do that, because that I think alone is a good tutorial video.
Great.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. I'm Rob Hicks with Enlightened Audiovisual. If you have any questions, I hope you'll either go to our Facebook page. We're on Twitter at Enlightened_AV, obviously on Facebook because you're watching us here on it now. We also have a few videos on YouTube. And, of course, our website is enlightenedaudiovisual.com. So, again, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.